Expert about what you need to know before you take your summer vacation. Fireworks shortage. 4th of July is just 2 weeks away, and after last year's canceled festivities, many were looking forward to a big show this year. So where are all the fireworks? Why you may be disappointed.
You make this look as good as you can because now everyone's watching, and it finally counts.
Counting down to the Olympic Games as we enter the final week of trials, we talk to Ohio athletes hoping for a trip of a lifetime to Tokyo. And it's Amazon Prime Day, the steals and deals you don't want to miss. What's new starts right now.
And now, live from WKYC Studios, this is What's New.
Let's start another week together, shall we? Hello again, everybody. Welcome to What's New. Thank you so much for choosing our program. Hope you had a great Father's Day weekend. I'm Jay Crawford. Betsy's on vacation this week, so I'll be with Romney Smith for the next 3 days. Romney, as always, it is great to share the desk with you.
It is nice to actually be in close proximity to you again. Last time I think I filled in, it was virtually.
Yeah, I know. So it's great to have you here, and we'll be with you all week. Through Wednesday, anyhow.
Through Wednesday.
Yeah.
We'll take it.
All right, first at 5 today, Ohio's final Vax-a-Million drawing is this week, giving vaccinated Ohioans just one more shot at that $1 million lottery prize or a full ride to college if you're under 18. And as we approach the end of the program, the big question now is, what will Ohio do next to get people vaccinated? Big question.
Of course, we have our senior health correspondent, Monica Robbins, with us now. Monica, what is the next incentive to make sure more people actually get vaccinated?
Yeah, if I knew that, I'd win $1 million, really. So, yeah, well, the Vax-a-Million contest was a bit of a boost early on. Interest waned pretty quickly. And after that, we're still waiting to hear from the governor about what the next round of incentives are going to be. But I think 3 things are definitely going to have an impact on vaccinations. A Kaiser Family Foundation study found nearly a third of unvaccinated adults are still waiting for full FDA approval. And while both Pfizer and Moderna applied for it, it will take months for the FDA to get through all of that data. So at the earliest, maybe by the end of the year or early next. Getting the shot after talking to your primary care physician may be the next option, as long as doctors' offices can properly store and administer the vaccine. And the last may be a surge of cases this fall. That could be enough to push people to get the vaccine, Jay.
Well, I remember the good old days when demand far outpaced supply. Remember that, when we were all anxiously waiting? But we have really hit a wall, not just here in Ohio, but nationally. And President Biden had set a goal. He wanted 70% of America fully vaccinated by the 4th of July. Are we going to make it there?
Probably not. Through vaccinations, probably not.
Where are we now, by the way? Are we even close to that? We're over 50, I think.
We're over 50, but I don't think we're not close enough to 70, or in some cases they're saying still 80% would be herd immunity. But, you know, something else to consider is a lot of people were considering natural immunity as another aspect to help reach that herd immunity. And studies are showing among those over age 65 who are at higher risk for complications, that natural immunity doesn't last as long.
But when you consider that the bulk of the infection was in people over the age of 65, how much are they contributing to herd immunity? Probably not a ton. I mean, maybe some. I mean, they don't have 0% protection, right? It's somewhere in the range of, 15, 20, 25% protection. I can speak from very personal experience. My mom has already had COVID twice.
Yeah, so it does wane faster among those over 65, but Edwards said natural immunity among younger people did stay higher for longer, and about 85% a few months after infection, which is about on par with the vaccine. But because we don't know exactly how long it does last, she doesn't think it's safe to add that into herd immunity as much as we'd like to.
Yeah.
Another thing that we've heard of, but we're not sure about, is booster shots. A lot of us have 2 vaccines right now. What do we know about if and when that could happen?
Well, we can consider the vaccine study participants the canaries in the coal mine, if you will. They're coming up on a year since they received the vaccine. And when we start seeing breakthrough infections in those folks, we'll have a better idea of when we'll need to start getting those boosters. And the same can be said for those who had natural infection, too. When and if they get infected again, we'll have better answers. But right now, we just don't know. Wow. We're still waiting.
That's been really the line of the last 15 months.
Yeah.
We don't know. we need more information, and that's going to continue as we go forward.
And as we've seen with COVID, the science can change almost daily on this. So yeah, it's a big wait and see right now. We do know we're going to need them. It's just a matter of when.
Okay.
Okay.
I think a free car should be in the offering.
Absolutely. And a million. You know, if they would have taken that $5 million
and broken it up more,
broken it up into cars, how many cars could that have purchased?
Yeah, you know.
And now there's not going to be 5 winners. There's going to be 5,000 winners.
But there's a problem, Jay. There's not enough cars right now either.
That's a whole nother story.
The whole chip thing is
That's a
missing.
good point.
Yeah, so I think if they would have just given everybody $5 million worth in cash and
split it up.
divvied that up,
yes.
yeah, I think that might have had a better impact.
You should have been on the advisory board.
You know, maybe I missed that phone call. I'm not sure.
Monica, great information as always. Thank you.
You got it.
Well, now on your feed at 5, Cleveland residents, like many other cities, separate recyclable items in 2 separate bins for trash day. But since April of last year, those recyclable items have been taken to a landfill with all the other garbage, leaving many people very frustrated. Cleveland's recycling program has been offline for a number of reasons, including a changing recycling market. The reason recyclables have ended up in a landfill is because the city hasn't been able to get a vendor to do the recycling. Now, part of that has to do with the high contamination rate of the recyclables that are in the can, meaning people are mixing in trash with their recycling, making it difficult to process. Second, for the market for recyclable goods, it's tanked. China used to buy the bulk of U.S. recyclables, but they stopped a couple of years ago during the trade wars. Simply put, once all those materials are recycled, there's basically nowhere for it to go because no one wants it, which means recycling simply isn't profitable for the city. But city council members say the program really isn't about money. It's all about saving the environment.
We don't have time to waste with climate change and the environment. We don't have time to waste. So we have got to figure this out, and we've got to work with our community to properly recycle.
Just about every other municipality is in the same boat. Everybody's trying to figure out what the recycling looks like, how they're going to go about it, picking it up curbside, and what they can actually do with it.
The mayor's office says they're working to restart the program by putting out bids for a new contract, hiring a recycling coordinator, and launching a new opt-in process for residents. Right now, there's no timeline for when that will happen. But again, this is not just Cleveland specific. It's a problem with cities all across America that everyone's trying to figure out.
Well, we just wrapped up Juneteenth and Father's Day celebrations over the weekend, and the next big holiday on the calendar, of course, is the 4th of July, just under 2 weeks away now. But a fireworks shortage and a bill recently passed in the Ohio Senate could change the way we celebrate the 4th. Here's Danielle Wiggins.
Red, white, and blue up. Who's ready for fireworks and the 4th of July?
Absolutely love fireworks. Can't wait for the 4th of July. It's going to be a great time this year.
Although the store shelves at Sandusky Fireworks Superstore are stocked, General Manager Scott Allison says there is indeed a fireworks shortage due to record sales last season.
Everybody's inventories were pretty much depleted to near 100% levels.
Fireworks sales exploded in 2020 as more people put on their own shows due to COVID canceling many public displays. Earlier this month, Phantom Fireworks warned consumers of supply chain issues with global shipment delays. The city of Willoughby even posted to Facebook that their typical fireworks show for July 4th will instead take place Labor Day weekend this year due to scheduling conflicts and staffing challenges at multiple fireworks companies.
Thank you.
But no product shortages for consumers at Sandusky Fireworks. In fact, customer Lewis Thomas is eager to see Senate Bill 113 become law.
It'd be a huge sense of relief.
If passed, Ohioans will be able to set off consumer-grade fireworks on and around these dates, which include July 4th.
I think that would be a great idea. It's finally our government catching up to how the people act.
Danielle Wiggins, 3 News.
Danielle, thank you very much. Senate Bill 113 has already passed the Senate. That happened earlier this month. Now it's being considered in the Ohio House. Remember, as silly as this is, as of right now, you can buy consumer-grade fireworks in the state of Ohio. You just can't legally discharge them. By law, you're supposed to take all fireworks purchased in the state out of the state within 48 hours of buying them.
Okay. Well, I don't know how often that happens.
That's bizarre.
It's Money Monday, and COVID and recent wild weather are wreaking some major havoc on the airline industry. In fact, staff shortages and southern storms causing flight cutbacks and cancellations at airports all across the country. And of course, as Jay just said, with the 4th of July holiday less than 2 weeks away, it's a big concern. Our January Keaton has what you need to know for your travel plans.
At the height of COVID last year, when folks weren't flying, airlines cut tens of thousands of jobs. Many of those jobs are still open, and flights are being booked at near pre-pandemic levels.
We're obviously facing that staffing shortage with airlines.
American Airlines canceled more than 300 flights over the weekend, with plans to cancel dozens more per day through July, because it doesn't have enough staff to handle the influx of passengers. 2 million passengers now passing through U.S. airports every day. Pre-pandemic levels were between 2.4 and 2.6 million. Recent maintenance problems, southern storms, and reservation issues also not helping the airline industry. Local travel agent Roxanne Grewal says she's getting the most complaints from new flyers.
First-time travelers, I feel like, or not so frequent travelers, I think, are really feeling the pain a little bit.
So here are a few tips for flying in this new normal.
Make sure that you're signed up for alerts with your airline,
so you can find out about cancellations and other flight changes immediately.
Download the airline app is super important,
so you can be in charge of your reservation, even on the go.
Travel insurance is a must, a must, a must.
It can really help if there is a delay or cancellation and you need to change your travel plans.
Read your terms and conditions, know your rights. Even just kind of taking a look through what airlines are supposed to do for you and what they're legally obligated to do for you.
And above all, keep in mind,
Cleveland Hopkins is busy. I think also a lot of people are not expecting the true volume of travelers. People think you can do like the old days, get to the airport right before your flight, but it's busy.
Yeah, that's right. So the bottom line is be proactive, guys. And like she said, when you get to the airport, go back to the old days. Remember when you had to get here a couple of hours early? Do that for now while we're getting adjusted to this new normal. And by the way, airlines are being very sympathetic. They understand they are understaffed and they want to help you. So if anything goes wrong, call your airline. They'll do everything they can to make things right for you. Romney?
Thanks, January. It also helps to be nice and polite because I'm sure they deal with a lot of stress.
Absolutely.
Thanks, January.
That's the tip right there.
Yeah.
You catch more flies with sugar. It does work. Straight ahead on what's new as the Olympic trials wind down. How are Ohio hopefuls getting ready for their big opportunity to make it to Tokyo? We'll check in with a few coming up.
And what happens when Will Smith and Kevin Hart get together for a red table talk? We'll find out later in Pop Break.
And let's say our first hello of the show to Matt Wintz. Matt, another busy day for you over in the Weather Center.
Yeah, you guys talking about nice and polite. Mother Nature certainly not that earlier today, but a much calmer sky. A live look at CSU cam right now. You do see some clouds down to the south. Those will overspread the area this evening. We even have some more showers in the forecast later on this evening, so keep that in mind with your outdoor dining forecast. Just some stray showers moving in from the southwest. Otherwise, you are A-OK. Our severe threat is over. We talk more comfortable air from here, but then more storms in the forecast. I've got it for you coming up.
I'm so in the zone.
It's the moment in track that you wait for. I'm just like, finish this race.
The Tokyo Olympics is set to kick off in just over a month, and people all around the world are getting very excited. Today, I spoke with an Olympic hopeful, and you'll also hear from an Olympic gold medalist about what they think of the approaching games.
These opportunities only happen once in a lifetime.
In 32 days, the world will gather in front of TVs to watch the best athletes compete in the Tokyo Olympics. Track and field long jumper and Olympic hopeful Corey Crawford, son of 3 News anchor Jay Crawford, says all of the athletes feel the difference since it's an event 5 years in the making because of the pandemic.
Now it's 2021. It's definitely going down. So it's definitely been a weird ride, but it's also been, different in a sense.
The passion from the athletes in various sports is growing more intense by the day, and so is the effort.
I've been nervous for every meet this year just because, it's, I've put so much training into this year. I've worked harder than I've ever worked.
Columbus, Ohio native and Olympic gold medalist Simone Biles is getting hype, but despite creating moves literally named after her, she says right now her goal is to stay laser focused.
Sometimes going into it, I'm like, don't bail. You'll literally die. You will break something.
Whether a shoo-in like Biles or one of the many athletes currently competing for a spot on Team USA, we're all ready for the delayed Olympics to kick off soon.
That's what we're trying to do, is go out there and make the 2021 Olympic team. So it's been fun.
Okay, so she was laughing, but in all seriousness, Biles has moves named after her that the Olympic Committee doesn't quite know how to judge.
No one else in the world can do them.
No, she's the only athlete that can do it. And of course, your son.
Not quite on Simone Biles' level. They haven't named any moves after Corey yet. But I will say, he was at the Olympic trials in 2016 and missed the team then. He was a senior in college then. You're not supposed to make the Olympics when you're in college. He's geared everything for 2020. And then when they canceled it and postponed it, he had to put out another year on the training schedule.
He told me he's ready today.
He is in the best mental place that he's ever been in as a competitor. And he's in the best physical shape of his life, for sure.
Guys, let me tell you, he was so excited when I talked to him today. He runs this week. It's Thursday or Friday?
Friday. He jumps in the prelims. The finals are Sunday. NBC Sports app, click men's long jump, and you can watch it Friday at 4:30. I'll be a nervous wreck. I'm going out there Thursday.
You are?
I'll be a nervous wreck.
Best of luck to y'all.
As a kid, he used to study the Olympic medal records and times. And now he's finally in a position where he can make an Olympic team.
I'm ready for the Olympics to start, right now.
I am too. And I think he is as well. He can't wait.
All right, cool.
He can't wait. All right. Here he is. Time for your word of the day. By the way, congratulations. Matt ran a 5K this weekend and finished third.
There you go.
The guy is a competitor himself.
Let's compare that with the Olympics, folks. I mean, this is a small town 5K. Appreciate that.
That's your Olympics, though. I mean, you go out to win it. So your word of the day is gold. That seems to be on all these Olympic hopefuls' minds.
Yeah.
So that's your word of the day.
Yeah, for sure. Rough day. I'd say if Mother Nature were grading severe weather events, it would be a bronze or a silver today. I mean, there was some decent storms today across the area. A lot of people feeling that across Northeast Ohio, but things have cleared up. That's the good news. Today's severe storms developed so quickly. We were talking 15, 20 minutes. These storms popped along a cold front. Call that the frontal passage. We had it, and you could see these storms racing off towards the east this afternoon. Lots of wind with that. We had hail, lots of heavy rain as well. Pretty much everyone's seeing rain out of these. Some of the heaviest rain out towards Ashtabula County. That's where we have still an ongoing flood advisory, anywhere from 1 to 2 inches, especially South County and then north of 90 up towards Conneaut and Kingsville. Saw some pretty heavy rain, so leftover flooding ongoing pretty much from Jefferson down towards the south. We've got some leftover rain, especially those side roads. Some of those ditches have really overflown, but things are subsiding. Frontal boundary has moved on by. We've got a front still lingering down to the south, though. We've got a wave of energy that's going to move in here. I think increasing clouds this evening will likely get some showers off of this as well. So we're not done with the rain. Severe weather threat over, though, as we usher in drier, more comfortable air. In terms of days, in late June, early July, in terms of humidity, we usually have thick humidity. Tomorrow is going to be liquid gold as in terms of the humidity around here, as we're talking lower humidity by the hour. You look at what we've got in terms of dew points right now, still muggy down towards the south. Drier air holding off. The island's now seeing some drier air. That dew point will continue to fall tonight, so more comfortable air by the hour. You can feel it breezing in here. 20-mile-per-hour gusts kind of bringing that in. As we go hour by hour with the National Design Mart forecast, you can see painting some showers. I think they'll move in from the southwest. Our model kind of pinning them up towards the lakeshore. Not everyone's going to see rain this evening, but keep the shower chance in the forecast at least through early morning hours. I'd say 1 or 2 o'clock. Clouds will start our Tuesday, and then we'll gradually see that sunshine. Look at temperatures. Tonight's going to be fall-like. We're down into the low 50s tonight. Tomorrow, this is lunchtime, near 60 degrees. It's going to be kind of chilly outside, very refreshing, sure, but compared to where we've been, this is a markedly different air mass. Sunshine with a couple clouds tomorrow afternoon. High temperatures up near 60. Where do we go from there? Muggy meter looks like this. Yeah, we've got the comfortable air next 2 days, but that humidity ramps up for the weekend. By Saturday, we're back to that sultry, thick air around here. Your Union Home Mortgage 7-day forecast, notice that is when the storm chances return. So dry over the course of the next couple days. Temps rebound back into the 80s by Thursday, Friday. Storm chances return Saturday, Sunday, and Monday of next week. We'll look in tune at this in our next update next half hour. Otherwise, we'll be back on the other side of the break.
I am, Al. I'm coming.
Welcome back to What's New. Members of NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys took social media by storm over the weekend. I'm sure you saw it when they posted a video of them dancing to a popular NSYNC song. And Will Smith and Kevin Hart took over the red table to talk fatherhood. Kara Cotton has a scoop on those stories and more in today's Pop Break.
In a special Father's Day edition of Red Table Talk, Will Smith took over the Facebook Watch show to have an in-depth conversation with comedian and actor Kevin Hart. Both hailing from Philly, the two discussed their journeys with fatherhood, from what it takes to be a good dad, navigating blended families, the emotional growth they've had to tackle, and how their children help to keep them in check.
Until this day, until this day, my daughter is tough on me. My daughter don't play no games with her father, man.
The full Red Table Talk episode is out now. Taylor Taylor Swift is yet again giving her fans what they want. On Friday, the 31-year-old singer announced that the next album she would re-record would be her 2012 Grammy-winning album, Red. In a post on social media, she wrote, "Musically and lyrically, Red resembled a heartbroken person. It was all over the place, a fractured mosaic of feelings that somehow all fit together in the end." The re-record will feature all 30 songs originally meant to be on the LP. Red, Taylor's version, is set to be released on November 19th. And speaking of happy fans, members of boy bands NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys made some of their fans very happy over the weekend. AJ McLean and Nick Carter from the Backstreet Boys and NSYNC's Joey Fatone and Lance Bass performed together in front of a sold-out crowd at Bingo Under the Stars in Los Angeles. Under the moniker Backsync, the foursome gave the crowd new renditions of their top hits. And according to reports, this isn't the last we'll see of Backsync. The group hopes to get more members involved and take on Las Vegas engagements, joint music, and even movies.
Now, in the early 2000s, you couldn't pay people to pick between those two groups, so hopefully this merger helps a little. But Jay and Romney, I have to ask, is there a collaboration that you guys would like to see, group or individuals?
That's a really good question.
Bono and Sting.
Ooh.
Because I'm a big U2 guy, and I used to love the Police and Sting, so I'd love to see those two collaborate. But watching that, and our producer Mo gets in our ear, she goes, watching this makes me so happy.
Yeah.
It does.
They could put together a worldwide tour.
I'm going.
Where they come together. They would sell out every venue they play. It's fascinating to watch these once two rivals.
It was a cultural thing, though.
And it's a blending of these two, like, super bands. And, you know, you said you couldn't pay people to pick between them, but I knew a lot of them that were hardcore one or the other.
I was Team NSYNC. I was Team NSYNC hardcore.
Yeah, me too. Justin had a very special place in my heart.
Doesn't he still, though? Yeah.
You know what? I'd buy a ticket. If they collaborate and come to Cleveland, I'll be there.
Good.
All front row.
It's a
I would
triple
be
date
there.
then.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right.
Very good. Thanks, Kira. Sure. All right, today's Worth the Watch proves that dogs really are better than humans. Danny Duraney posted this video on Twitter. It's a dog stopping a toddler from going to the area where the dog knows this child is not supposed to go, the steps. Now, the child really wants to go up those steps, but the dog knows better. So he sat on the first step, blocking the child from crawling. After several attempts, the child finally realized, I'm no match for this roadblock, and I'm leaving the danger zone. How incredible is that, Romney? And things like this happen all the time with pets.
You know, dogs are, there's a reason they're man's best friend. You can't tell me that dog isn't trying to protect that child and love that kid. I mean, that just makes me smile.
The dog knows. The dog
He also
knows.
might think he's going to get in trouble if the kid goes up the steps. Why didn't you protect my kid?
That's right. I love this video. It's the third or fourth time I've seen it, and I can't see it enough.
Kid's like, come on, man, let me up the stairs.
So precious. Well, coming up in the second half hour of What's New, it's, of course, Amazon Prime Days, 2 of them. We're going to tell you all about the best deals this year.
And should the Cavs make a play for a former #1 overall first pick? We'll talk about that in Clicking in Cleveland.
Yes, I do. Mic check. When we talk about Clicking in Cleveland today, we'll talk about Ben Simmons being traded from the 76ers. Okay, cool.
And now, live from WKYC Studios, this is What's New.
And we welcome you back to the second half hour of our program. We begin with 3 things you need to know. Police in Jackson Township are investigating a murder-suicide there. They found 4 bodies during a welfare check yesterday on Salerno Street Northwest. Police believe this was a domestic dispute turned violent. They found Nicholas and Leslie Mavrakis dead, along with 13-year-old Ace Mavrakis and 5-year-old Pippa Mavrakis. The school district released a statement saying Ace was a well-liked student and a member of the 9th grade football team there. Pippa was registered to start kindergarten in the fall. Grief counselors were at the school this morning.
This week is the final Vax-a-Million drawing in Ohio. The contest gave the state a boost in its first vaccination rates, but interest quickly slowed down. So what's the next step to get Americans vaccinated? Well, the Kaiser Family Foundation study found that nearly a third of unvaccinated adults are waiting for full FDA approval. While both Pfizer and Moderna applied for it, it will take months for the FDA to get through all of the data. That could come by the end of the year or at the earliest, early next year. The next option is to make vaccines available at primary care doctors' offices, and the last may be a surge in cases this fall, because a surge in cases could be enough to push people to finally get the vaccine.
American Airlines canceled hundreds of flights over the weekend and today because of staffing and maintenance issues. The airline expects to cancel 50 to 80 flights per day all the way through July. American says it has a labor shortage. This after laying off thousands of employees during COVID. As more travelers start flying again, they have not been able to hire enough workers to keep up with the demand. The company says it will attempt to notify customers far in advance and give them a chance to rebook on a different flight through its app. And with that, we say welcome to the second half of What's New on this Monday afternoon. I'm Jay Crawford. Romney Smith is in for Betsy.
It's like riding a bike, you know? I'm back in the studio right next to you.
Like it never changed.
Feels good.
Yes.
Feels so good.
Well, we begin at 5:30 with our top talker. Of course, it is Amazon Prime Day. It's officially underway. It's 2 days now, right, today and tomorrow. And the event is expected to surpass, Romney, the 2020 Cyber Monday levels, which were record-setting then.
I feel like it was billions, wasn't it?
It was, and it will be the same this year.
Yeah, from toys and clothes to tablets and air fryers, there's literally a deal for just about everyone. Amazon says there will be 2 million discounts, which is a record for the company. Experts told NBC's Sam Brock Amazon created a sea of change in online retail with its annual Prime Day.
What does it say that Amazon Prime Day is now as big as any of the holiday season shopping events?
They have really created something that has impacted the retail landscape in a big way. They were able to create a lot of spending in a time that used to be pretty quiet, the middle of the summer.
Yeah, they really have. And they've added another huge shopping period to the calendar. Speaking of deals, the best deals are obviously going to be Amazon branded products and its subscription services. Other top deals, though, include beauty, tools, gadgets, home decor, and clothes. All of those items are always popular, but especially now during the big sale.
It's a lot to create a whole holiday and make such a profit off of it, but they're not alone. Walmart, Target, and Kohl's are all slashing prices to compete with Amazon. Walmart's deals run through Wednesday. Target and Kohl's deals run through tomorrow. So the question is, Jay, have you been shopping?
I have not. I got to tell you, I am not a huge shopper.
Okay.
I buy when I absolutely need something.
That's smart.
Yeah.
I am a shopper, but I still haven't spent money because I know it's a slide, and I'm just going to click one thing and then get another and then another.
You can get lost in that universe, right?
It is a deep rabbit hole.
Yeah, I used to be like kind of a conspicuous consumer. Like I would see an item that I don't need, and it's so easy with the click.
Yes.
And then it's on its way to your house like seconds later.
Because they
so I
suggest
just
other
kind of
things
stay
for you
out
to
of that.
buy, and so then I'm like, oh, that makes sense. I
Yeah.
want something else, and before I know it, I went for $20 and I'm spending $200, and that's dangerous.
Yeah,
so I
it
just
can
stay
happen
away.
so easily.
Yeah.
It happens to the best of us. Before you buy anything, experts say not to rely solely on reviews, especially from Amazon's website. I have made that mistake before. Check reviews on other websites. You should also search the specific brand or the model number on Google to compare prices on other sites as well. Because with all these other retailers offering great deals, you might find it cheaper at one of those other retailers.
Exactly.
All right, this is pretty cool. Today, our Holly Strano took part in Rokerthon 2021, forecasting your best summer ever. This is so fun. The Today Show host Al Roker tried to set a world record for the most people in an online weather reporting video relay that was live. As part of the event, more than 50 NBC affiliate stations from across the country joined Al Roker for the ultimate live national weather report.
And there you see Maureen Kyle and Jasmine Monroe getting in on the action. They printed out Al's head as they floated in a boat. And here's how Al reacted to his cutout head.
Holly, thanks so much, and thanks for showing everybody what a big head I've got.
Only Al.
I know.
Only Al.
What a guy.
You know, this Rokerthon started in 2014 when Roker broke the Guinness World Record for the longest uninterrupted live television weather report.
Which
it lasted
was
34 hours. So imagine
he
that.
would do something like that.
Yeah. He's a record setter. I mean, he's a mover and a shaker.
He not just a forecaster. He's got TV production companies. He's now a world record Guinness holder. Like, what's next for Al? He's got a book.
Yeah, he's an industry all by himself.
He really
is.
He's iconic. All right. Well, still ahead, we'll tell you where you can get free lunches for kids in need this summer.
Then we go beyond the dugout with Indians President Chris Antonetti. What he says keeps him going every single day. Matt, what's going on out there?
Well, I'll tell you what, things clearing up across the greater Cleveland area. We are bringing clouds, even some evening showers back into the forecast. You can see live look CSU cam. There's some darker skies down to the south and the west. That will be our evening forecast. But the bigger picture, boy, that severe weather we had earlier still causing problems. New York, severe thunderstorm warnings, tornado warnings down in West Virginia. All of it's passed. We keep an eye on that. And then we talk more comfortable conditions before more weekend storms. I've got the next 7 days for you when we come back.
All right, we saw the screen and the radar before we went to break, and there were a lot of colors, which normally would make me happy, but when it comes to weather, that means a lot of different things.
Yeah, it wasn't the Christmas light outline that we put on in the wintertime. Yeah, lots of activity, guys. It's not just us. It's really the eastern half of the country. And the muggy air mass that we had over the weekend is going out. And whenever that goes out this time of year, you know you've got something happening in between, and that's exactly what we saw today. So we've cleared things out, thankfully. You still see a little bit of green shading there in Ashtabula County. Still some ongoing flood advisories. groceries. That'll go over the next couple hours. A lot of that has subsided, thankfully. But boy, the storms were fast and furious today. We had a lot of trees down, a lot of power outages. They had $half size hail out in areas near Andover, eastern Ashtabula County. That's some pretty decent size hail. We had 3 trees fall down on cars at Kent State University. Other wind damage reports coming down from the Dover, New Philly area. All of it now gone. That's the good news. We're clearing things out. Left a nice footprint of some heavier rain. These were blinding downpours. I was out driving in this on the way to work earlier today. And boy, we went from dry pavement to you couldn't see a thing in just seconds. And I'm sure a lot of you experienced that today. Anywhere from 1 to 3 inches out in Ashtabula County, especially the southern half, that fell quickly. So as I mentioned, still some ongoing flooding that will subside as we dry out. The evening looks like this. Model's not picking up on this very well, but we've still got a flow out of the southwest. There's a decent cluster of storms down in Kentucky. I think this rain cluster moves through tonight. So I'm to have rain in here this evening, later this evening after dinner time. And I think that'll move in and out. Just rain, no storms with this, but I think we get some more rain here this evening. Then we talk drier, more comfortable air. There is a chunk of it coming almost directly from the North Pole that moves in tonight, tomorrow. See, the model's just saying clouds. I would put some rain icons on here. Everyone going to see temperatures back into the 50s tonight. National Design Mart hour by our forecast painting. Yeah, some scattered showers around here. I think it'll be a decent block of that. Temperatures, though, the big story. Tomorrow morning, grab a cup of coffee, hit the front porch. We're in the 50s, low 50s. You're going to need a sweater tomorrow morning, right? The clearing skies throughout the day. I do think we start with some clouds. Then we'll bring out the sunshine. Highs tomorrow are going to struggle to get out of the mid-60s. It is going to be that different versus today. A couple clouds floating around. As we get it into Wednesday, that's when things change. National Design Mart, big picture look as we always do at the bottom of the hour. You can see we've got the rain moving out towards the east. We clear things out over the next couple days. Beautiful midweek, but see what happens. We bring those winds back out of the southwest. That will trigger a boundary. It's just like we had over the weekend, and that will bring more showers and storms back in here. Maybe Friday, I think more likely on Saturday. Also, the humidity comes with that as well. Problem with that boundary is I think it sets up over the area. As of right now, it looks like Saturday, Sunday, Monday, maybe next week we have these scattered storms almost daily with your Union Home Mortgage 7-day forecast. So we may be talking flooding problems by next week. That's kind of a long-term look as of right now, but enjoy the sunshine this week. We'll be much quieter than what we dealt with over the last couple of days. Romney.
Good info to know. Thanks, Matt. Appreciate it.
All right now it's time to see what's clicking in Cleveland. For that, we bring in our digital anchor, Stephanie Haney. Our first hello of the week to you, Stephanie. Hope you had a great weekend.
Thanks, Jay. I hope you did too, and I hope everyone did at home. And, you know, we are now officially in the summertime. That means that kids are out of school, and a lot of them are missing those prepared lunches. Well, Cuyahoga County Public Library is partnering with the Greater Cleveland Food Bank to pass out free bagged lunches to kids 18 and under. Now, those hours vary by location, so check out when and where on WKYC.com. And if you are outside of Cuyahoga County, we have a link to a map that shows where you can go for a free bag lunch for kids. After the Philadelphia 76ers got eliminated from the NBA playoffs last night by the Atlanta Hawks, people are now speculating about if Ben Simmons will stay with Philadelphia. Our 3 News sports analyst Ben Axelrod breaks down why the Cavaliers should make a play for Simmons. First, he's got the talent. Simmons has been named to 3 consecutive All-Star games and is one of the most accomplished young players in the league. There's also his star power, something the Cavs have missed since LeBron James left for Los Angeles in 2018. You can read more from Ben on why the Cavs should go for Simmons on WKYC.com. And on this National Selfie Day, we asked our viewers at home to share the self-love and post your selfies. Check this out. You know Donnie Wahlberg from New Kids on the Block? Well, he once set a record for the most selfies taken in 1 hour, and we asked people to share their selfies with him. Well, Deanne from Olmsted Falls obliged, and she has 2 selfies with the singer that she posted today. She says both are extremely special to her. You know, Jay, Romney, can't let you get away without a selfie on National Selfie Day.
I didn't think so.
Okay.
So, Steph, do we know what the record is for the most selfies in an hour?
I believe it was 5,347.
Oh my gosh.
I don't even know. Yeah, I mean, that's just constantly
you line people up and you just run and click. Yeah. That's all you do.
Bring it in here, Matt Wentz. Get in here for this selfie.
Come on, Matt.
We're going to take like 20 because you know it takes 10 selfies.
Yeah, Stephanie has told me before that you got to have the right angle, right?
You do. We have good light right there.
This is the good light. Okay, I'm going to post this on our What's New Facebook page, and yes, it's a rule. You have to take 10 selfies to get a good one. So I'll flip through.
It is. When anyone asks you to take a picture, take 5. One might be good.
One would be good.
Yeah.
She knows.
Okay, very good.
And share your selfies with us too, by the way, when we post these on the What's New Facebook page. Find us there.
So we're just like 5,000 some short of the world record.
That's right. But we have 59 minutes, so go.
There you go.
All right, Stephanie, thanks. Always good. Coming up, the Tribe is in Chicago tonight, and they're just 2.5 games out of first place. They did beat the Pirates yesterday. Just ahead, we're going to go beyond the dugout with the Indians president. We're going to find out what his favorite takeout spot is, and are there any big moves planned?
Ooh, good tease there. Then a Reds player goes above and beyond to make a young fan smile after her favorite player got ejected from the game.
What? Welcome back to What's New. Right now it's time to go beyond the dugout, and tonight we are going beyond even the lineup as our very own Nick Camino sits down with Indians president Chris Antonetti.
It is beyond the dugout. Nick Camino coming in from the bullpen here for Dave Chudowski on this edition, and we are joined by Indians team president Chris Antonetti. Chris, are you ready for this? Dave wanted me to ask you, are you nervous at all?
I'm nervous. We'll have to see how it goes. I'm guessing I can get through it, but let's give it a try.
All right, well, we all know it has been a crazy year with the pandemic, but during that time, there was some extra family time, and there was probably some cooking at home, but there was probably also some takeout opportunities. I know that was big. If the Antonetti family was going to do an evening of takeout, what was your guys' go-to?
There's a great Thai place right around the corner for us in Rocky River called Cravings. It's actually a combination of coffee and Thai. You wouldn't think those two pairings go well together, but they do a phenomenal job with both coffee and Thai food, and we ordered our fair share of Thai from there.
All right, that's very good. A lot of people are doing that. So what makes Chris Antonetti go?
My family. I think that's the thing that is at the center of my world, and combine that and my job, it doesn't leave me time for a lot else, but I would definitely have to say my wife Sarah and my two girls, Maya and Ella.
You're going to have dinner with one celebrity. Who would it be?
That's a tough question. Does it have to be a celebrity, or could it be alive, dead? What do you have for me?
Wow, that's a really good. I had not thought of any qualifiers on that one. Anybody you want that's a quote a celebrity, right?
Let's see. I'll actually take a roundtable of former presidents if I can do that. So I would love to learn from their experiences. I just finished reading Barack Obama's book and found that to be a compelling story. So if I could have a roundtable of all the live living presidents and learn from their different perspectives, I think I'd really enjoy that.
They wanted me to ask you who's your favorite teammate. I kind of said, well, he doesn't really have a teammate, but I guess a guy like Mike Chernoff. Could you guys, in closing, just speak about your guys' unique relationship?
Yeah, we have such a great partnership, and it's not only an incredible professional relationship, but a personal one as well. I can go on for hours of all the things I've learned from Mike and how he's helped me grow and develop as a leader, as a father, as a husband, as a friend. So I'm profoundly grateful to continue to work alongside Mike.
Chris, I'm going to take you off the hot seat. This wasn't as bad, right? Not as bad as you thought, maybe?
I think I can handle these. As long as our questions are typically these, I think I'd be in a good place. Thanks, Nick. I appreciate the time.
You got it.
Great job, Nick. And I'll say this again. I tell any Indians fan that wants to know what I think about the Tribe, we are the luckiest fan base in Major League Baseball because of him.
Really?
This franchise has done more with less at a higher level than any team in sports. And I know that everybody's like, wait a minute, we haven't won the World Series.
Right.
If you look at the last decade, really the Tito Francona era, this team has won more games in the American League than any other team. And they've done it with one of the lowest payrolls in baseball.
I think that's a great perspective to have because I think so many people just look at, well, you don't have World Series.
Yeah, and that is the standard.
That's the only measurement.
Look, that is the
so
standard.
When you take a step back and look at the totality of it, it is impressive. And we also have diehard fans who wouldn't go anywhere anyway.
Right. And the thing is, like, I said this very thing to someone just last week, and they said, yeah, but there's no rings. Yes, I know. That's why you play, is to win that World Series banner.
Sure.
However, what franchise can say over the last decade they have been in the mix to be in the teams that are discussed to having a chance to win a World Series? We are consistently in the playoffs. We are consistently a factor. And here we are this year, $48 million payroll, $200 million less than the Dodgers. And we're 2.5 games out of first place behind a team that's widely regarded as a juggernaut.
Could you imagine if we had an extra $200 million?
Oh, it's unbelievable what this team has done with $48 million.
Right.
Just give them $100 million. And I teased going to the break, is he going to make a move? Chris wouldn't say if he would or not, but I can tell you something has to be done. Usually you assess where you are at around the 4th of July.
Yeah.
If you're not in contention, you're a seller and you start trading off contracts. If you are, you're a buyer. You start looking for the pieces that you need that will push you over the hump. And I will assure you, Chris is spending every waking moment right now trying to figure out what that missing link is.
That's why
they will make a move.
That's why I say he's so busy between his job and his family. That's all he has time for. All right,
Absolutely.
We'll keep watching. And of course, Indians fans, tell us what you think about this one. Play USA recently surveyed 2,000 MLB fans and asked them to rate every official mascot on a scale of 1 to 5. Slider ranked 3rd most obnoxious mascot in baseball. Across all fans, Slider ranked the least popular. What? And among Indians fans, he received a 3.46 out of 5. He was also ranked the worst mascot.
Poor Slider.
Followed by Swinging Friar with the San Diego Padres and Billy the Marlin with the Miami Marlins.
Yeah, he's taking a beating,
I'm
Slider.
going to question that.
Well, here's the
survey.
thing, and I'm normally a homer for our teams.
Yeah.
But I have to say, if I'm being honest, I've never really understood Slider.
Okay.
So it doesn't have anything to do with the city of Cleveland. Yeah. It doesn't have anything to do with our the Indians.
The Indians, yeah.
I like Slider. I've seen him at many events and many games, and he's
entertaining.
Gregarious. He mingles with fans
Very
wonderfully.
Entertaining.
But I guess Major League Baseball fans,
okay.
I hate to say I'm not a fan because I love all things Cleveland.
Okay.
But I think if we're going to, we're going to change the name moving forward, I would think that we're probably going to turn the page with a new mascot, and I hope we hit a home run on this one.
I'm just saying, y'all know what's coming. If it's the Spiders, like my alma mater, we have a really awesome mascot. I think the Spiders would be good.
Yeah, can you imagine a big, creepy, crawly spider in a costume going around?
I'm a fan of it, and I'll show you what my mascot looks like. I'm telling you, it's good stuff.
I slipped. Called it Jacobs Field. All right, next on What's New, a big Reds fan very upset after she went to a game and their favorite player got ejected. What that player does makes her smile. It also makes our show us something good.
And coming up at 6, what the Supreme Court's decision about paying student athletes will mean to local colleges and universities. Our Jim Donovan will explain coming up.
Al, how are you? Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You and Frank here today? Oh my goodness.
You were?
I'm right here. West Metro Laura is off tonight. It's been a wacky weather day in Northeast Ohio that's left behind quite a bit of damage. Meteorologist Jason.
I do. And Mike check Monica. Likely not just with vaccinations. The Vax-a-Million did give Ohio a bit of a boost. Why do I?
Now? Okay, all right. Small things. I got to actually turn on the mic.
Hey, check 1, 2, 3. Brandon's microphone. We're talking about recycling in the city of Cleveland. Obviously, been a big issue over.
1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Hello, hi. How are you? Yes. So the airlines, they're recommending that you pack your patients.
Romney, I love today's Show Us Something Good. Comes from Cincinnati. Abigail, big Reds fan, went to her first game this Saturday, but she was really let down because you can see the tears in her eyes. Her favorite player got ejected from the game. Joey Votto, arguing with an umpire, tossed in the first inning. Well, when the Reds found out Abigail was upset, Joey signed a ball for her, saying, "Sorry, I didn't play the entire game." Then he gave her and her family seats next to the dugout for Sunday's game. In fact, Votto even took time out to meet the young fan.
Worth it.
And that's a player you can choose for a role model.
I'm sure that put a smile on her face and dried those tears out.
And the tears were gone. There you go.
There you go. Okay.
And that is $1 million smile.
Love it.
Hey, we'd like to thank you for joining us. We're out of time. We're back tomorrow at 5, and we hope to see you then.
Absolutely. What Matters Most with Russ starts right now.
Now at 6, after the storms, severe weather brings down trees and power lines across Northeast Ohio. Meteorologist Jason Fraser tells us if better weather is ahead. Also, recycling in Cleveland. What will it take to bring back a much-needed major recycling program to the city? Brandon Simmons explains how it may work. Olympic countdown.
I'm just really excited. I mean, obviously there's always going to be nerves, and that's a good thing.
Romney Smith has a look at how Ohio athletes are preparing to make Team USA. And other deep discounts.
Other retailers are setting up shop and offering very similar, if not better, discounts during Prime Day.
Amazon's Prime Day is not the only place to save money shopping. Other nearby stores are stepping up